Hi, thanks for joining me. My name's Shane French and I'm currently the manager at the AutoZone here in South Jordan, Utah. Lately we have noticed a lot of electric cars are coming into our shop and we don't have the parts necessary to fix the problems that they're having just because they're so new. So today I'm going to present a little bit to you about how electric cars are taking over the industry, and it's not just Tesla that's taking over. So I'm going to start off today with showing you a little video about the Tesla Model 3 that they just came out with.
Reports, it's also rated as the most satisfying car that brings the most joy to its owners. The vehicle now has 3 buying options.
So there's one thing that I want to point out. So the Tesla Model 3, it starts off at $39,500, but the range that that car has on a full charge is only 240 miles. So think about going cross country on that, how many times you're going to have to stop and recharge and sit there and recharge up your vehicle. And then even all the way up to the performance package, which you would think would go significantly farther, it only goes 75 miles farther, so 310 miles, and it's $20,000 more dollars, so it's $59,500. So just keep that in mind.
With a starting price of $39,500. But as says Elon Musk, the ultimate goal of the company is to push the other manufacturers towards producing their own electric cars.
So that's one thing that I want to point out that Elon Musk said. As you know, Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla, one of the leading electric car companies out there today. He stated that he wants to try to push other car companies to release electric vehicles. And that includes even companies that are known for their gas-powered vehicles. And that can cause some headaches for companies that don't have the supplies to do so. Alright, so a little bit of a background on what we're talking about today. So one of the first gas-powered vehicles was created by a man called Carl Benz, and that was created in 1885. Now the electric vehicle, the concept was first built in 1832, however it didn't become practical until the early 1870s, sorry, my bad. So why, if electric cars were made before gas cars, why are they just now taking off? Why did it take all this time for it to take off? So a couple reasons why is the lower cost to both maintain and also run that vehicle. Sure, it did cost $39,500 for the Tesla Model 3, but think about it, you don't have to buy gas for the time that you have that vehicle. So it kind of evens itself out. And then it's also better for the environment. You don't have all the emissions and that kind of stuff that goes on within the vehicle, and you don't have all those minerals and stuff that are being pushed out of your tailpipe into the environment and hurting it. And they're also somewhat safer of a vehicle to drive. They have a lot more technological advancements, and so they take better care of the driver. So the impact that they have, electric cars are very pricey to build, and they also are hard to produce in a large number. Tesla can do this because they have millions of dollars. Other companies don't have this luxury to be able to do so. This causes other companies to be unable to produce the electric cars. So as Elon Musk said before, he wants to push companies to release these electric cars, but these companies that are doing gas powered right now don't have the funds or the material necessary to do so. Tesla is one of the leading manufacturers in the electric car industry and possibly the entire automobile industry as a whole. So as gas car companies aren't able to produce these electric companies, they go out of business. So such as Saab, Pontiac, and Plymouth, they haven't come out with a new vehicle for years, decades, and it's because they can't keep up with the demands that the industry is pushing towards them. Thus it narrows the market to electric car companies only. So as those old companies get pushed out, new companies have to fill their spot. Such as Canoo, Lucid, Future, and many more. As these spots open up from these gas companies being pushed out, these electric car companies now filled that void. They take their spot and they take over. And so as the gas companies are going down, the electric car companies are going up. Now there are some old companies that are still in business, however they have to find a new way to do what they already do, such as Toyota coming out with the Lexus UX 300e, Ford with the Mustang Mach-3e, the Volvo with the Volvo XC40 Recharge, and the Honda with the Honda E. One thing that all four of those cars have in common is they're all electric. Now, Toyota, Ford, and Honda, you'd never even, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have thought of them coming out with an electric vehicle, let alone Ford coming out with an electric Mustang. It just wasn't thought of or heard of at that time. So it's crazy that they have to result to this way because it's the industry's forcing it onto these companies. Here's a little chart of the percentage of plug-in cars that were in the country. So in 2011, 0.12% of cars out there were electric vehicles. In 2013, it made a jump up to 0.62%, 2014 up to 0.75%, and in 2015 it took a little bit of a drop back down to 0.65%. However, ever since 2015, we have seen a growth in that. And it could be up in the tens of percentage by now. So a little bit of an overview on what we discussed today. Although electric cars are fun and they may be even safer to drive than a gas-powered automobile, it takes the ability to choose away from the car buyer. Right now we have that luxury of being able to choose whether we want gas or electric. With the electric car industry rising, soon that option will be taken away from car buyers and car collectors that like to collect these older model vehicles. Electric companies are pushing gas companies to make these electric cars, and thus they either have to do so or they have to just, like Plymouth and Pontiac, they just have to go out of business because they can't keep up the demand. One way that you can prevent this from happening and allow yourself to still have that option of choosing between gas and electric is to buy a gas-powered vehicle, and it will save the industry as we know it. So thank you today for joining me. I hope I was able to open your mind into what the world is coming to and one way that you can kind of prevent that from happening.